He was a young American geologist, and on a scorching summer morning in Arizona, he vanished without a trace. This isn't just a missing persons case. It's a haunting mystery filled with contradictions and a father's relentless search for the truth. You're watching Into the Unknown, Unsolved Mysteries and True Crime. Born without his right hand, Daniel Robinson never let that slow him down. He graduated from the College of Charleston and moved to Tempe, Arizona, where he began working as a hydrogeologist, a job that took him deep into remote areas to analyze groundwater far from civilization. On the morning of June 23, 2021, Daniel arrived at a remote work site in Buckeye, Arizona. He met briefly with a co-worker, who later told police that Daniel was acting strange, rambling, distracted, not quite himself. And then he just drove off. No explanation, no known destination, and no one ever saw him again. For nearly a month, Daniel's trail was cold, until a local rancher stumbled across his Jeep Renegade, crashed and abandoned in a ravine just 3 miles from the job site. Inside were his clothes, his wallet, and his boots, but Daniel was nowhere to be found. Frustrated with the investigation's slow progress, Daniel's father, David Robinson, a retired Army vet, launched his own search. He organized over 50 volunteer missions, covering more than 70 square miles of brutal desert terrain. He raised hundreds of thousands of dollars and brought in forensic experts, private investigators, and search teams from around the country. One of them was Jeff McGrath, an accident reconstructionist and PI with 3 Laws Recon. McGrath made some disturbing observations. The Jeep's ignition had been turned over 46 times after the airbags deployed. The vehicle showed 11 additional miles added after the crash. Red paint was found on the Jeep, paint that likely came from another vehicle, suggesting a collision took place before the Jeep landed in the ravine. Even the timeline didn't add up. The rancher who found the Jeep said it wasn't there on July 17th, but when he returned on July 19th, it suddenly was. If true, the Jeep didn't just sit there for 30 days, as authorities originally believed. After Daniel's disappearance, someone entered his apartment in Tempe. His closet had been ransacked and his laptop accessed. At the urging of the Robinson family, Tempe police conducted forensic analysis on all of Daniel's electronics, including his gaming system. The results? Someone had been digging through his search history, just fooling around on his computer, according to investigators. Was Daniel struggling emotionally, or was someone manipulating his data after the fact? In October 2021, police revealed Daniel had met a woman while delivering for Instacart. She reportedly invited him in and exchanged numbers. But things took a strange turn. Texts showed Daniel had returned to her home several times, uninvited. The woman told investigators she felt extremely uncomfortable with his behavior. Police looked into whether Daniel had been suicidal over the situation, but family and friends and co-workers all said the same thing. No, he wasn't. Then came another chilling discovery. On November 9th, 2021, a second set of human remains were found during the search for Daniel. Both sets discovered that year were sent for DNA testing. Preliminary findings suggested neither belonged to Daniel Robinson. 4 years later, in 2025, the case remains unsolved. But public attention returned when Joseph Petito, father of Gabby Petito, who died just 3 months after Daniel disappeared, joined the Robinson family on their 50th search. The Buckeye Police Department responded by assigning new detectives. New forensic tests were ordered on Daniel's clothing, airbag fibers, and electronics. Still, no suspects, no confirmed sightings, no solid answers. Did Daniel Robinson just choose to walk away from his life? Or was he a victim of something far more sinister? This remains an open, missing person case, and your help could make a difference. Even the smallest piece of information could steer the case toward resolution. If you know anything at all, please call Buckeye PD, Crime Stoppers, or the Robinson family. This is Into the Unknown, Unsolved Mysteries and True Crime. And this is a mystery still waiting for answers.